Hello everyone, welcome back to Grant's Gaming Realm. Today we're going to talk about the game announcements that stuck out to me all across Summer Games Fest. I will be covering all the press conferences that took place in the last few days. I'm not going to cover every single game, we'd be here forever, and honestly I just don't care about every single game announcement that got announced. But I want at least to cover the ones that stuck out to me. Let's cover Mortal Kombat 1 first. Mortal Kombat 1, it looks great. It looks like your typical Mortal Kombat. I think it's really cool how they're kind of rebooting the franchise and giving it a new spin on things. Sub-Zero and Scorpion are brothers, I guess. Kenshi isn't blind. Bunch of other story threads and a bunch of other things are just overall getting changed. And I think it looks cool. I kind of like how they're doing kind of Marvel versus Kombat-esque tag team thing going on. I think it's a cool twist. I haven't really played Mortal Kombat in a long time. I was a big fan of MK9. I did like MKX, but around there, that's when I started to fall out. Just because I like fighting games. They're actually a lot of fun, but you got to be dedicated to fighting games. You got to put in the time and work into fighting games. Because you jump in online and you're not playing them consistently, or at least brushing up or keeping up with your skills, you're going to get crushed so bad. It's not even funny. You're just going to get beat in every online leaderboard or any online lobby you enter in. It's bad. That's why I'm like, you know what? I don't got the time for this. So I kind of stepped out of fighting games. Maybe this is the one to draw me back in. Who knows? I'm excited to see more of MK1 and all the other characters and all the other announcements that come along the way. So we got a new trailer for Remnant 2. I'm actually really excited for this game. I had a lot of fun with the first Remnant with me and my friends. Got the game around COVID time free for PlayStation Plus. Played it with friends. Had a lot of fun. A lot of fun. It was actually way better than I expected. Honestly, I think it's really creative how it's basically Dark Souls with guns. My only complaint about the first one was like it just didn't seem big enough. You can tell there was obviously, it's from a smaller studio. So they didn't really have the budget to make it some huge, grand Dark Souls-esque, adventure. I really like the concept of it. And it seems like with the sequel now, it's getting way more of a budget. It's way more grandiose. It's way bigger. Different gun options, different movement options, different kinds of classes, it looks like. I like it a lot. I'm super excited to play it. I actually can't wait to play this with the guys and just have a lot of fun. I just hope it's just as good, if not better than the first one. I just can't wait for it to drop July 25th and play it with all the guys and get to create some great memories playing the game. We got a new trailer on Liza P. I've been looking forward to this game for a long time now. I've been keeping up with all the trailers and all the gameplay that's been dropping over the years, and I'm super intrigued by this game. I'm a huge Bloodborne fan. I love Bloodborne. This is obviously ripped off from Bloodborne. It's very inspired from it, just the aesthetic of it all. I actually kind of like how they're twisting the Geppetto-like tale. I know the original tale is darker, but I don't think it's this dark. They're kind of like taking some twists and turns with the tale of Pinocchio and Geppetto and all that stuff. I think it's actually really cool how we're playing as Pinocchio and you're going up against other puppets and like other like weird mechanical creatures and monsters, whatever you want to call it. I really dig this game. The trailer actually dropped with the release date, September 19th. I'm really looking forward to that. And it also said the demo dropped, and I actually did play the demo of it. I didn't play the whole thing because honestly the demo was pretty big. I actually give the developers a lot of props for giving us such a big, beefy demo. I actually like the game a lot. It definitely is. This is probably the closest thing to Bloodborne we're going to get for a while, if not a long time. The aesthetic of it all, the movement, the vibe, the characters, just like the combat. This is so Bloodborne, it's not even funny. I'm not hating on it at all. I honestly think this is probably, outside of From Software, this is probably the one Dark Souls-ish like game that's closest to Dark Souls. 100%. It's got the movement, it's got the speed, it's got the combat, it's got the vibe, it's got all of it. I played, I would say about an hour of the demo, liked it a lot. Got to that first fight, the Parade Master, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was called Parade Master, and it was a lot of fun. Reminded me a lot of Dark Souls. A lot of Dark Souls and Bloodborne. And I actually liked some of the features that they added. I mean, I didn't experience much of them, but for one, I really did like how, when you die in a boss, the souls actually leave the arena so you can pick them up and then maybe go grind and then still level up or still grab those souls without entering the fight. in some other stuff. I really liked since you're playing as Pinocchio, you lie or tell the truth, and that affects like your character somehow, blah, blah, blah. I really enjoyed it. I really like it. I'm really looking forward to playing the game September 19th. We'll just wait until then. Spider-Man 2 got a release date. I really don't know why they didn't just tell us this at the PlayStation conference. That's super weird to me. I don't know if maybe Jeff just pulled some strings, was like, hey, PlayStation, could you not tell the release date and save that for me? We finally got the release date, October 20th. Sucks for me personally because I'm going to be literally out of town at a concert that weekend, so I'm going to be like, damn. I'm going to be kind of a little fiending to play some Spider-Man 2, but whatever. I can always play when I get back. Super excited we finally got the release date. Can't wait till October 20th. This is another one I was shocked wasn't at PlayStation's conference. I guess Jeff really pulled some strings to save this stuff. We got a trailer for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and my god, does this game look amazing. I was a really, really big fan of Final Fantasy VII Remake. I definitely think, honestly, they're going to remake other Final Fantasies once Final Fantasy VII is over. That's kind of why I didn't talk about it in my Dreams and Hopes video. I really like the vibe that they're going with the 7 remakes, or just the series of 7 remakes we're going to get. They just look beautiful. I really dig, because that was probably my only bummer about the original remake, is that since it stayed in Midgard, it was kind of, you know, Midgard's a dump. Let's be real. It's a dump, or it's just very industrial. It's a very kind of one-note-y kind of area. So it was kind of annoying just seeing industrials and just this junkyard kind of aesthetic, you know, like warehouse, corporate buildings, you know, blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying the game isn't beautiful. The original Final Fantasy VII Remake isn't beautiful. But I was kind of getting a little sick of, like, just kind of staying in this General 1 environment. I'm glad, at least with Rebirth, we're finally going to experience the whole open world of Final Fantasy VII. We're going to experience all these different areas, all these different environments, all this different mix-up. It seems like, yeah, this game is really, truly an open world Final Fantasy VII. I can't wait. I think it's really cool what it alluded to in the Yuffie DLC. We're going to get the team-up attacks. I think that looks amazing. There's different story threads, so it's not exactly, you know, we kind of already knew this going into Rebirth, but it's not exactly the same story. It seemed like Tifa and the party were dead, or in some other crazy stuff. There's, like I said, this is a lot of stuff we're going to have to figure out when we get to play the game. Can't wait for this game. Looks beautiful, plays awesome. The team-up attacks. We got to see Yuffie in Red 13. It seems like we're going to actually get to play Red 13 properly, which is awesome. I'm just really looking forward to this game. I am so confused why it's 2 disc. I don't get that. Like, that just kind of confuses me. I don't know if in terms of the digital edition, it's like 2 separate things, or is it just one giant file? Like, I don't know. I'm kind of confused by that. Honestly, the second they said, hey, we're breaking up Final Fantasy VII into multiple games, or we're remaking Final Fantasy VII into multiple games, I really do think there's going to be a trilogy. When Aerith dies, or however they handle the Aerith death, if she's really alive or stays dead, I truly think that's going to be the end of Rebirth. That leads into the 3rd game. I could see it happening. If it does end in this one, great, cool. It just smells like we're getting a trilogy. So, who knows? Can't wait for Rebirth in early 2024. That's my thoughts, or just my big standouts from the Summer Game Fest press conference. There were some other games, but they appeared in other press conferences, so I'll get to those in there. Let's talk about the Ubisoft one. There was a teaser trailer for Star Wars Outlaws at Summer Game Fest. Now we got the full actual gameplay trailer and all that stuff. Yeah, this game's been rumored, or at least like kind of been in articles, or like it's just been in the rumor mill for a long time, and now we finally got to see what it is. Looks great. Looks cool. Open world Star Wars. I'm all here for it. You know, it's kind of cool how you're playing as a bounty hunter, or, well, outlaws, hence the name. You know, cover-based shooter, kind of like, I'm not going to say it's Uncharted. Maybe the combat is Uncharted-esque with a Star Wars twist. It's cool, third-person cover-based shooter. Get to play with the environment with your little pet, it seems like. You know, you get to go on quests. You're making deals with different underworld, like, bosses and all this stuff, and traveling to different planets, and doing all this crazy stuff, you know, going to space, piloting a spaceship. It seems like this game's going to be really huge. Really excited for this game, actually. I think it's really cool how other companies are finally able to make Star Wars games. Kind of was annoying that EA was the only one. So I'm really excited to see what Ubisoft can do with this game. So we got actual gameplay of Assassin's Creed Mirage. Game looks actually really cool. I'm actually really looking forward to this. I've been playing Assassin's Creed since the second one. I'm kind of missing that style of Assassin's Creed. I think the big open world RPGs, like, they were cool, they were fun, they had their time. But I think it's time to retire those for a bit or put them on break. I really liked Origins and Odyssey. Odyssey wasn't the biggest fan of Valhalla. I didn't end up finishing it just because that game was just way too big. Like, I put, like, I want to say 15, almost 20 hours into it. I felt like I just got out of the tutorial section of the game, or like the intro of the game. I just felt like there was just way too much stuff to do. Maybe I'll get around to it. I did like it. I just, like, was overwhelmed with how much stuff you can do in that game. Yeah, I got other things I gotta do, other games I gotta play. But either way, Assassin's Creed Mirage looked great. Brings back to the old style, but still brings in some of the elements of the big open world RPGs, all that stuff. I really love the aesthetic of being in Iran, you know, all that stuff. It kind of brings you back to AC1 kind of vibes. I just think this is finally a return to form for at least old school Assassin's Creed. And yeah, I can't wait to play Assassin's Creed Mirage October 12th. Assassin's Creed Jade, kind of bummed this is a mobile game. I think this would have been a really cool aesthetic for actually a big proper Assassin's Creed. At least for mobile, it seems like a well-run Assassin's Creed on the go. So that's cool. Assassin's Creed VR, I actually think this is a really unique or really dope idea to put in VR. I don't know how well it's actually going to run or how well it's going to play. They didn't really show much. It was more of a teaser trailer. But I think it's really cool. I don't have a VR headset, but hey, if I had one, I'd probably buy it. So yeah, Avatar, Frontiers of Pandora. I think this game actually looks really cool. When Ubisoft announced they're doing an Avatar game, I was like, seriously? This is really what you want to do? It's basically Far Cry in Avatar, in the Avatar universe. And I think it's actually looks really cool and unique. You know, there's a lot of Far Cry stuff in this, you know, taking over bases or taking over those factories, or the RDA, I think they called it, like their bases or whatever. Exploring the Avatar world, you know, getting different beasts, going up against the humans, all this stuff. Getting the trust of your tribe back and all this other stuff. I actually am kind of interested in this game. At first, this wasn't on my radar at all, but once I actually saw gameplay of it, I'm like, okay, you've convinced me. You kind of got me intrigued. I will still wait for this to drop and see reviews, but I'll at least put this on my radar and be like, okay, I'll hear you out, Avatar. Can't wait for that to come out, or at least interested for it to come out. I'm looking forward to December 7th and seeing how this game rolls out and see if it's any good and see if it's worth picking up. We got the announcement of Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. We got the announcement trailer at Game Awards, but we got a little bit more in-depth gameplay at the Ubisoft press conference. I think it looks great. Side-scrolling Prince of Persia, kind of, I don't know why. Like, I don't play much side-scrollers, but some of the ones I played, Guacamelee, for example, like, I love that. And it seems like it's going for that Metroidvania, kind of like just beat 'em up, a little swordplay, fast action combat in a side-scrolling setup. I'm all down for it. So I'm actually really looking forward to this game. Kind of shocked we didn't hear anything about the Sands of Time remake. That's really weird how this didn't show up at all. Kind of sucks for the fans and who are really looking forward to that. So I don't know what the heck happened to that game. Hopefully we still get it down the line. Beyond Good and Evil 2, I'm convinced that will never come out. They still didn't talk about that. There's a decent amount of games showed off at Ubisoft's press conference that I'm actually looking forward to. Capcom's press conference for me personally was kind of disappointing. Really, the only ones that really stuck out to me was Pragmata. Pragmata got delayed indefinitely, which is kind of scary. We're pretty much not seeing that game until probably 2025 if they're already saying something like that. The Path of the Goddess actually looks kind of really interesting. Kind of that sword-played, weird demon combat. I don't know, I'm all down for that. We got some Exoprimal footage, so that looks cool. But overall, it was just kind of to me. I was kind of surprised we got the Resident Evil VR trailer, but we already kind of seen that. Yeah, we didn't get any new Resident Evils updates. I mean, to be fair, Resident Evil 4 just dropped a few months ago. No Devil May Cry. Street Fighter 6 literally just came out, so I kind of understand, you know, that's up and about. So kind of a weird time to have a press conference for them since a lot of their bigger franchises just dropped stuff. But yeah, I was kind of bummed to not see anything Devil May Cry related, but what can you do? And then Xbox, I won't talk about Xbox too much, even though they had a giant press conference. I don't own an Xbox, so most of these games I'm never going to get to play. But like Fable, South of the Midnight, Clockwork Revolution, there was a handful of games that honestly, if I had an Xbox, I would be like, damn, this actually looks really cool. I actually would pick this up. So they actually showed up a lot of interesting games. I think it's great that Xbox is finally putting out first-party software because they've been seriously lacking in that for the last few years. So I think it's really cool. I know Starfield's been getting a lot of hype, and it looks really cool. It's basically just No Man's Sky mixed with Fallout, which I'm not hating on it at all. I think it'll probably will live up to the hype and be really good. I'm happy for all those fans of the Fallout Bethesda games who get to play that. I'm not really the biggest Bethesda guy, but I'm happy for the fans because they've been waiting for this game for a long time, and it looks like it's finally going to live up to the hype. It's really cool. We finally got a release date for Starfield, September 6th. Really happy for the fans. Fable got announced. Fable's just one of those longtime franchises that Xbox have that they're finally rebooting and bringing it back. That's really cool. Cyberpunk, Phantom Liberty finally got a release date, so that's really cool. Still need to play the original. Still need to play base Cyberpunk. It's just, backlog season is coming up for me, so I might be able to squeeze it in. Xbox Series X finally got a 1 terabyte edition. I don't know why PlayStation hasn't done this yet. This is a genius idea, but regardless. I think we got really cool announcements all across these last few days at Summer Game Fest and all the other press conferences, and I'm looking forward to a lot of these games. Can't wait to play all these games. This has been Grant's Gaming Realm. Please comment, like, subscribe, all that jazz. More gaming content is on the way, and I'll see you all next time.